People often worried that Dickie Wabash running a company would be the end of professional wrestling. Turns out just way more Weezer than you'd expect. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Spot Show Podcast, an independent wrestling podcast with a few pit stops along the way. I, of course, am one of your hosts, Jim Mint 10 Dickie Wabash, and I am joined, as always, by Michael Madrox. Here's the thing. We have basically decided in 2025 to reboot The Odd Couple, but the whole basis of the show is that one of us really loves Weezer and one of us really hates them.
I don't really hate them. Just after this past weekend, I need a Weezer break, brother.
So we're definitely going to get into that. We're definitely going to get into that because we are coming off the heels of MadBash Wrestling presents the Blue Album, and Michael Madrox, I could not be more happy. I love it. I love every ounce of it. It's so great. So great. Things are good right now. Things are good right now. We got a lot to talk about on this edition of the Spot Show Podcast, where each and every week Michael Madrox and I get together and we talk about the wacky, wacky world of professional wrestling and everything in between. Here's the thing, though. If you like what we do, and you should, you can help keep the microphones on and the envelopes full by going to patreon.com/MadBash Studios. Back us at the $5 tier, and you are going to get this show early and ad-free. You're also going to get early access to basically everything that we do, starting at just $5. But that's not the only way, because I understand sometimes people don't have the extra money to toss our way. Completely fine with that. You can go to MadBashStudios.com. There you're going to find links to all of our other platforms. You can go support us there. Go to your favorite podcasting platform. Leave us a 5-star written review. We would very much appreciate that. You can also go to our YouTube, subscribe, our Facebook page, and like, and all of the other stuff. MadBashStudios.com. So much, man. We're going to get to a point. We're going to get to a point where the plug skis at the beginning are going to be 30 minutes long.
Let's not do that to the listeners.
I know. And
Should we start breaking it up like all the other podcasters do?
What do you mean breaking it up? Like breaking up and just not doing MadBash anymore? Because listen, if you want to shut down MadBash Studios, then I am completely fine with that.
You are not completely fine with that.
I need it, brother. I need it.
No, I'm talking about how they like hook you in for 5 minutes of like actual podcasting, and then they're like, "Oh wait, here's an ad."
You know, it's almost as if this is a conversation that you shouldn't bring up when we're recording live on a podcast. You are bad at that.
This is what the fans expect from us, brother.
You're very bad about that. Hey, speaking of fans, we got some plug skis and upcoming dates for you. Of course, June 21st, we are going to be back in Odin, Indiana for Elite Pro Wrestling Cyber Hex. I believe this is the first time that this is actually, yes, this is publicly the first time that this is being said. Now that we're out of the Blue Album, we know who the MadBash Wrestling champion is. Boy, we got a MadBash Wrestling Championship match coming up, brother.
Yeah, we do.
It's the first time ever for MadBash Wrestling. We got Colby Jack. Spoiler alert.
Mad Cow.
Not the Mad Cow, but Colby Jack. Spoiler alert, Colby Jack won his no disqualification match with Jason Levi. He will be defending the MadBash Wrestling Championship against someone that you and I know very well, that I've known going on 12 years, roughly. I think I first met him in like 2012. I met him my rookie year, as a matter of fact.
Brother.
No, I got in 2012.
I thought you got in 2011.
2012. It's almost as if you don't pay attention to me. It's almost as if we should just get to the point.
Yes.
Colby Jack is going to be defending the MadBash Wrestling Championship against debuting for MadBash Wrestling, Justin Myers. Oh my goodness. And here's another thing. Because it's Cyber Hex, the fans were able to vote on the match types. This is going to be 2 out of 3 falls.
Dang, man.
Yes.
Justin
Justin
Myers on a
Myers.
debut match.
Oh, love it. Justin Myers is someone that I've wanted to work with MadBash for a while. We finally have the opportunity. It very well could have been him and Jason Levi. Who knows? And then, hey, there's some other repercussions that could come out of this match that we could see later, but we're going to get into that when we talk about what's going on with the Blue Album. And then we talked about it on Page Show. I'm not ready to drop that information to the public yet. Let's just, people check your calendars June 28th. You never know what might pop up.
Yep.
You never know what might pop up. All I'm going to say is that people might need to go check on that snowball that's in hell. And of course, this episode is brought to you by Elite Pro Wrestling and Venom Energy. Let's get into it, brother, because I think we've had enough time to recuperate. I think we've had enough time to fully collect ourselves, to fully collect our thoughts. MadBash Wrestling presents the Blue Album is done. It is over. We are on the other side of it. Michael Madrox, you get to start this discussion out. Hit me with them thought skis, brother, about the Blue Album.
We almost killed a beaver.
We almost killed a beaver.
Yeah, on the way to the venue.
On the way to the show. A beaver, yeah. So let's talk about this. PETA, don't come after me. I didn't do it on purpose. You know it's fucked up when you're driving to a show and a beaver walks across the road.
Yes, out of the blue.
A beaver.
I mean, that was a good omen for us, though.
Yeah. You know,
the first thing we got to start off with, dude, and put over is Wienerworks. That venue, chef's kiss.
Yes, I really enjoyed Wienerworks. I was going to say, you know, they say a black cat crosses the road. That's bad luck. A beaver crosses the road. Clearly, that's good luck. We like
yes,
that. We like that a lot.
Beavers can cross our path any day.
So this was a first time venue. I believe we were the first ever wrestling show that was held in this venue, and it's already up there as probably one of my favorite venues that I've worked. There were few little things that I would tweak. No venue is perfect unless it's the Georgetown Community Center. Let's be honest. Yeah, no venue is perfect. There's always going to be snafus and there's always going to be little things that you would change. I know what I would change. I don't need to really get into the negative. It's not even that it's negative. It's just that wish we had a better entryway for the brothers, stuff like that. But I want to put over that hot dog, brother.
That foot long.
So what did you get? Because I know you got something.
I got the foot long hot dog as well.
Yeah, but what did you get on the hot dog?
Just a plain hot dog.
What is wrong with you? Fundamentally, there is something wrong with you as a human being. And through 90 episodes of this podcast, I have slowly started to whittle away at you. And like 20 years of knowing you, more than that, 25 probably, I have yet to really fully crack the code on what exactly is wrong with you. And through this time period, let me finish, there have been very few things that you have done that have actually surprised me. But still yet, sometimes stuff pops up. And the fact that you ate a raw glizzy is disgusting to me.
I mean, I had ketchup on it, but I didn't go for like the chili cheese or nothing like that because I suffer from anxiety and I was a ball of fucking nerves before the show kicked off. But I knew I had to get something inside me.
Trust me, we're going to get into that. Yeah, so shout out to the food there. I had, I believe they gave me the wrong order, but it was still very good. I ordered one that had like cheese and cheese sauce and like all this other stuff on it, but I ended up with a slaw dog, I think, maybe, unless I just read the menu wrong and that's actually what I ordered. I don't know. Not holding it against them. It was a busy day that day. I don't hold a messed up order. You know, it is what it is. It was very good though. It was still very good. Absolutely not what Michael Madrox would eat because we've established you just do not eat anything that is even remotely healthy for you.
Brother, I've been eating the healthy stuff. We've had this discussion.
I know. And you have actually put on some weight, which is good.
Yes.
Props to Michael Madrox, everyone. Poggers for Michael Madrox, everyone. Yeah, it was solid. fuck Kenny Calix because he snapped a picture of me taking a bite out of my foot-long hot dog, and he goes, "Oh, I'm sending this one out." And I was like, but no, it is what it is. He came up to me. He was eating he had a corn dog, and I got me a coated glizzy. So yeah, HBJ, the referee, Mackay, he had a foot-long chili cheese dog. God, did it look good.
I want to try their fries next time.
The chili cheese fries.
Yes,
Me as well, for sure. We'll definitely be back. We're working on getting back with them in the future, so everyone stay tuned. We haven't fully announced the next MadBash NVW Danville double feature date, but there is one coming up. It is in July, so look forward to that. Will not be at Wienerworks, but we will definitely be back. Yeah,
yes.
It was a good venue. It was a really solid venue. I enjoyed it a lot. Like I said, I wish that there was a better setup for the locker room, but you take what you can get. And shout out to the owner. I do not remember your name. I sincerely apologize. He was very accommodating, helped everyone out.
His kids were awesome too.
His kids were very cool. They made best friends with Oliver Kane. And Oliver was like, so we got stickers or something I could give these kids. And I was like, yeah, go ahead, man. So yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. So before we get into the actual show, you mentioned it and you kind of read my mind because this is where I was going to be leading to next. Ball of nerves. On the MadBash scale of 1 to 5, how nervous were you?
I was about a 4.
I was a 7. So, I want to give a quick shout out here real quick. We have mentioned him on here before. Chris, CT23, one of our lovely Patreon backers. He came to the show and he said, I'm here to help out. I'm here to do what I can. He helped tear down the ring. He helped do security. He helped do all that. That's cool. Shout out to that, man. I guess that's a part of the $10 tier now. You get to come work security for a MadBash Wrestling show if you want to. No, though, man. It was cool that he did that. But I bring him up to mention the fact that I think he pointed it out, or maybe I pointed it out to him of like, I'm a nervous pacer.
Yeah.
And I was pacing all over that building.
All night.
Like, all night. And we will get into some other things that made me kind of nervous, but other than that, everything went off pretty much without a hitch. I'm pretty confident in saying. Yeah, I was very. What necessarily had you nervous specifically?
Just the turnout and the money we had into it.
And that's really all you need.
Being in a new venue, you don't know what the crowd's going to be like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we didn't know anything about the venue until we got there. We didn't know how nice it was going to be. We've seen a couple pictures
and a video. And then once I saw the video of the venue, I was like, oh, this is a good venue. But then getting there in the moment, everyone had good things to say about the venue. So cheers. Shout out to Wienerworks in Danville. You're awesome.
Yes. Speaking of Chris, though, like, how weird is it that we have a super fan that's like, I've listened to every episode of you guys. He's like, I feel like I know you guys, but you don't know who the hell I am.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Shout out to him. He's a good brother. Yeah, and then he got to be a part of the show and he got to help out with some stuff, and that's always greatly appreciated for sure, especially on these indies. You know, you need people that are willing to help out and do what they can for you. Yeah, man, I was a nervous wreck. I think I was more nervous for this show than I was
the last show.
The last show, definitely, and for sure Ascend the Throne.
Yes.
I was not too nervous at Ascend the Throne, and I was not too nervous at level 4. But what made me so nervous about this one is that we've talked about it. The draw of level 4 left much to be desired. Yeah. And the hit that we took left much to be desired. So I was a little bit worried on that aspect of it. We came out of this show much better. And we've got some good shit cooking. I'm looking very forward to it. We will definitely jump into more behind the scenes stories of the Blue Album when we get on Paid Show. But let's do this. Before I get into that, quick shout out to Steve's Wrestling Chronicles. Made a top 10 list of the best matches on the indies that he went to in the month of May. Usually does a top 10. He did a top 5. He did a top 10. Ranked number 2, one of the best matches he saw in May. I don't know if you saw this, Michael Madrox.
I did see this.
Yeah, no DQ match. Colby Jack versus Jason Levi for the MadBash Wrestling Championship.
First list, brother.
And that match ranked up there above some pretty solid matches. So that makes me feel good. I'm also going to say this, and I'm going to bury the lead a little bit here before we get into talking about this match. I said this on Facebook, and I'm going to say it here. If Dalton Davis versus Devontae Knox is not in the conversation as one of the best matches that took place in the Midwest this year, something is wrong.
Absolutely, man.
The same goes for the no DQ match as well. I'm not discrediting the no DQ match. I'm saying they were solid. But yeah, man. So shout out to Steve's Wrestling Chronicles for giving us the little rank ski there. MadBash brother Clayton Clark also made the list with his NVW title match against Geronimo, which was very good as well. It was a very good match as well. But yeah, man, shout out to Colby, shout out to Levi, put in that work. They got that ranking for us. That's pretty cool. I think this is the second time that we made, because I think Logan Myers versus Dalton Davis made a list, if I remember right, but that's neither here nor there.
I don't remember that one, but
so let's get into the show itself. Michael Madrox, we came out the gate shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, we did.
So, sadly, card subject to change always.
Zach Abstract had to take another booking over in California.
Yeah. Well, not that he took another booking, he had travel issues. Yes. He was in California for a booking, yes, but he was committed to our show, but he had travel issues, so he could not make it.
That's what he gets for being a world champion, though. He's needed all over the place now.
Yep, pretty much. So Kenny Calix needed an opponent. So we looked and we brought in Quest Parker. I was not too super duper familiar with Quest Parker. He came on a recommendation. We said, yes, we're all about giving opportunities here. We need a spot filled. If you're vouching for him, then we'll take him. And yeah.
Boy, did he show up and show out.
Boy, did he show up and show out. Those two showed up with the intent of, we want to be asked back. Because Kenny Calix has got a chip on his shoulder because he wants that Baja World title shot. And We're going to get into that in a little bit, because there was an announcement made that this is breaking news essentially on the podcast about what's going to be happening with that. Yeah, man. Kenny Calix won. Solid opener. Really good match. Two young, hungry guys going out there trying to earn their spot.
They went out there and killed each other. That's what you mean to say. Both those guys came out there hot off the cannon, and they tore the house down. They had the crowd on their feet for the whole match.
They did. Yeah, the crowd was really into it. And I really think that, we might see first degree murder, when we were seeing that match, because they really went at it. They really went at it, threw everything in there but the kitchen sink. Pile drivers, one-winged angels, meteoras to the back of the head. You name it, buckle bombs. They went out there and did it. Jason V had this to say. He said, I don't know what moves are going to be done tonight because they basically did them all. So yeah. We're here on that one. That was a solid opener. I was really happy with that. Good way to start. Really good way to start.
You know what that match reminded me of?
What's that?
PWG back in its glory days.
Yes. Yeah.
When everybody was out there to prove a point.
Yes. Absolutely. And those two absolutely were out there to prove a point. And they were, like I said, it was two young, hungry guys going out there to earn a spot.
Yep.
And Quest was very thankful because he was last minute. But, Kenny will be back. We're wanting to bring Quest back. They succeeded.
Absolutely, man.
They succeeded. So then we had a little break in the Mad Bash action. We went to some NVW Proving Ground. One of those matches, again, Clayton Clark successfully defended his NVW championship against Geronimo. Very good match. It was the first time I got to see Geronimo work. I've heard his name before. He's coming back from injury. So good for him to get back into the swing of things. But
yes,
speaking about coming back from injury, let's talk about this next match, right?
Okay.
First time ever singles matchup. These two had never touched outside of tag team competition. Dalton Davis versus Devontae Knox. Number one contender for the Mad Bash Wrestling Championship. Wow comes to mind, first of all.
Instant Mad Bash classic.
Definitely. Like I said, if people are not looking at this match and considering it one of the best in the Midwest this year, get your eyes checked. Get your eyes checked, because you want to talk about something to prove. Those two went out there and proved it all.
It was like watching a movie unfold before your eyes, man. The storytelling, everything spot on. I did not expect it to get that violent and heated at the end.
Oh, we're going to get to the end, yeah, because I actually had to get involved on that. But, I've talked to Dalton since the match, and even though the ending left a little bit to be desired, he was very happy with it. He's feeling good. He's finally getting his groove back. He, coming back from the ankle break. He's been in a bit of a downtick in terms of his, not in his performance. And his performance, I want to add, has been top notch. But I mean, coming back from an injury, that fucks with your head. And yeah. I think that a hard fought victory or match rather over in Devontae Knox, that's exactly what Dalton needed. And,
especially
I said
coming
this,
after a win over Chris O'Brien too.
He's running through trauma unit. I said that in an alternate universe, in an alternate reality, this was the finals of the Ascent the Throne tournament because Devontae lost to Clayton, Dalton lost to Cutler, Clayton and Cutler went into the finals. This very well could have been the finals, man. And these are two guys that, they've not had a shot at the Mad Bash title since its inception. So it's like, go out there and earn your shot.
And I think they earned everything, including a shot at any championship they could ever want in the Midwest with that match.
Agreed. I think Devontae Knox is one of the most slept on talents in the Midwest. I think, to pat myself on the back and to pat you on the back, I think that Mad Bash Wrestling is one of the most slept on things in the Midwest, to be fair. And quick little tangent here. I made a post. I was talking about how I think the Blue album is going to be what makes us no longer the best kept secret. I think more people are going to start taking notice. So
yep.
We'll see once that episode of Redline comes out. Speaking of Redline, I forgot to plug it. Episode 2 of Redline is now available on YouTube.
You can see everything that led up to the Blue album.
Yes, you can. And speaking of the Patreon, this match, Devontae versus Dalton, is available on the Patreon right now, uncut. So go check that out. Get some early previews of it before it actually goes live on YouTube for the world to see. So, man, you alluded to it. Let's get into it. That match kind of broke down.
Fist and temper were flying.
Yeah, they were. Some words came flying, too, afterward.
Yes.
So, basically Dalton yeets Devontae into the referee. Ref goes down, and then these two just devolve into a slugfest. So much so that Lil Logan, Madrox, who is no longer very Lil,
Nope.
had to come out and be the ref himself, and they both put their hands on him, so he
threw the match out.
He threw the match out. Do you think he made the right call?
Personally, he did what he was supposed to do.
Yes.
If I was in the position, like if I was the special guest referee, I would have let him go.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, but you also got to look at it. Logan is still new to the game. So I mean, he felt that was the right call. And would I have liked a more solid ending?
Yes.
Yeah. Because then I wouldn't have had to get involved. And when we do these MadBash shows, I like to sit back and let this all play out. You know what I mean, brother? And I had to get involved. And it's official in July. Colby Jack or let's not forget this, or Justin Myers, because it could happen.
Yes.
Will defend the MadBash Wrestling Championship in a 3-way dance against Dalton and Devontae. Now, we are huge. We've established this. Huge. We talked about it with Reb and Menders. Huge ECW fans. So, for anyone that might not be, Michael Madrox, why don't you do me a favor and explain to everyone what makes a 3-way dance special?
A 3-way dance means anything goes. A 3-way dance means relaxed rules inside that ring. And a 3-way dance means the champion doesn't even have to be pinned to lose the match.
Boy, you just fucked that entire spot up.
Why?
A 3-way dance is elimination.
No.
Oh my God. This is why I don't throw you things, because you mess up. Like, that was supposed to be a big moment, and then you were like, you gave it just normal triple threat rules. No, brother, this is a 3-way dance. This is elimination. No, it isn't. This is majorly different. You got to win twice to win this match. You got to pin both guys to win this match, man. Both guys got to be eliminated.
Well, I mean, technically, you don't have to pin both guys. One guy can pin one guy, and another guy can pin a guy.
Okay, Timmy, technical. But, I mean, man, that's, the reason that we bring up ECW is I'm, like, trying to hide how mad I am at you for blowing that spot, by the way. ECW would do these 3-way dances back in the day, and that was how Taz lost the ECW championship to I don't remember if Mike Awesome or Masato Tanaka won that match ultimately, but I think Awesome did, and it was a 3-way dance, and you don't really see 3-way dances much anymore. And the idea that I always like to have with MadBash Wrestling is, I like to do things that you don't see very often anymore. I like to do, not necessarily different, because different doesn't always mean better necessarily. But I haven't seen a 3-way dance in a long time. So let's do a 3-way dance.
I'm for it.
Yeah, 3 of the best in MadBash Wrestling right now. 3 of the best. I mean, Colby and or Justin Myers, because even though Justin Myers hasn't made his debut, he wins that MadBash title. That would make him the best.
Yes.
Absolutely it would. So
could you imagine Justin Myers versus Devontae Knox?
Oh, man. Woo! Woo!
Have they ever touched?
Oh, God, no. No, there's no way they have. Him and Devontae, I guarantee you they've never touched.
Our minds are rolling now.
Dalton and Devontae never even really touched singles until...
No.
Colby, I don't think Colby and Devontae have... That's a lie, actually. Colby and Devontae have touched. At Envision Fair and Square, Colby filled in with Clayton for trauma. So, yeah, they have touched. But, Yeah, man, this is that if I can get my words out, that elimination aspect of it definitely adds a new dynamic. Brother, I housed like 4 pieces of pizza before we got on the podcast, so I'm like belching. And I'm chugging water like a fucking maniac.
At least it's not an alcoholic beer.
Easy for you to say. We're not on our A game on this one, are we? Let's get
No,
rolling,
we are not,
brother.
brother.
Let's get rolling. It's because we're so fucking exhausted from this weekend, more than
I'm
likely.
exhausted from this weekend and this week, sir.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, 3-way dance, MadBash Wrestling Championship. I'm excited for that. If hypothetically, because I don't want to make it seem like that we're playing favorites here, because we're not.
Yes.
If you were not associated with MadBash and didn't take part in any of these decisions, and you were just a fan watching, who you putting your money on in this? And be honest.
In the 3-way?
In the 3-way dance.
That's hard to do because you don't even know who the third competitor is going to be yet.
That's fair.
I mean, based off history and a world where I was just a fan, I think Justin Myers would be my go-to.
So you think Myers is going to beat Colby and Odin?
As a fan, that's what I personally would like to see. Because
but this isn't a matter of what you would like to see. What do you think is going to happen?
What do I think's going to happen?
I would like to see Sarah Chalk walk through my front door right now, dressed up as Dr. Elliot Reed from Scrubs, and say that she's my wife now.
What I think's going to happen is Colby's going to pull it off again.
Yeah, I think it's hard to bet against Colby Jack. I really do think it's hard to bet.
Ultimate underdog.
Yeah. Can we say that anymore, though, man? Can we say ultimate underdog? Because, I mean, is he
Spike
even the
Dudley
underdog?
did it for 15 years, so.
But Spike Dudley was never a heavyweight champion.
That's true.
I think it's disrespectful to call Colby an underdog. I don't think he is anymore.
He is the dog.
He's a cow.
Well,
but let's get into that. So, yeah. And then we went in before that was intermission. And I say it's time that we take our own intermission and we hear a word from our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Elite Pro Wrestling. We all love live entertainment, right? We all love live wrestling, right? Well, what if I told you that there is a place that combines the entertainment and the wrestling live that we all love? Look no further than Elite Pro Wrestling. Whether it's in person in Odin, Indiana, or Washington, Indiana, or if you check them out on YouTube, Elite Pro Wrestling guarantees a quality show that allows them to live up to the name Elite. If you're feeling generous, go ahead and check them out on Patreon as well. If you back them, you're going to get early access to all of their shows before they hit YouTube. Again, check out EliteProfessionalWrestling.com. This episode is brought to you by Venom Energy. Hey, we've all been there, and there's nothing wrong with admitting to it. Well, what I mean is that we've all hit that midday slump, and we all need a little push to get us through the rest of the day. Well, what better option to give you a pick-me-up than one of the wonderful flavors of Venom Energy? Venom is what gets MadBash through those long show days, and we know that it can do the same for you. I'm going to sweeten the pot a little bit for you, too. Yeah, come to our merch table when you see us at a show, and with the purchase of a MadBash Wrestling sticker or magnet, you get a Venom Energy drink on us. While supplies last, of course, so you better act quick. We'd like to thank Venom again for sponsoring this episode. Please consume responsibly. Not recommended for children under 18, pregnant or nursing women, or people sensitive to caffeine. So then, Michael Madrox, the Blue Album rolled on.
yes,
And the bar was already set pretty high with Calex and Quest. And then I think Devontae and Dalton made that bar look like nothing. And then the bar just kept going up all night. The next match.
Another first time ever.
was another first time ever. Look at us. And then we booked Jason Levi and Colby Jack in our main event, and that is far from the first time ever because those two have worked so many times. The Rizzled Veteran, the 5'7" gift from heaven, Oliver Kane, versus Kid Riot with Lil Logan Madrox. I gotta stop calling him that. Kid's taller than me.
He's taller than most people now.
How tall is he officially?
Like 6'1", 6'2".
Is he 6'1"?
I think so.
I believe it. I was gonna guess like 5'11".
I just think it's crazy that just from the past like 4 months, he was at the show shaking hands and people didn't recognize who he was.
Well, those Madrox genes.
Yep.
Those Madrox genes. They were definitely dormant for a while, and then they woke up. So this had to be cool for you, Michael Madrox.
This was my biggest what the fuck moment so far this year.
Yeah. And so go into it. Why was this such a what the fuck moment for you? Besides the obvious that it's your son reffing.
My 13-year-old son reffing with the guy that helped get me into the business, one of my biggest mentors, I would like to thank, Oliver Kane. And another guy that I've known for almost 20 years in Kid Riot. Like, that's just crazy. Like, for the fact that their old asses are still in there doing this to their best. And to the fact that now the second generation of our children are in there with them. It's scary.
We've talked about this so much, but like I like to check in with you on it every little bit just to see like where your head is at with it and how you're if you're still in the same spot, if you're in a better spot with it, whatever. Has it sunk in yet that there's a second generation Madrox in the business?
I don't think the world's still not ready for it, man.
I stand by it, man. I thought that the oldest, I thought Aiden Madrox would have been the one. I never would have guessed Lil Logan.
Me either, man.
Never would have guessed.
It's funny how it turns out.
Lil 6 foot Logan.
And now we got Corbin just wanting to be Corbin Madrox to be the best manager in the world.
Well, his uncle just so happens to be one of the best managers, so maybe can do a little something for him.
That's what he's been talking about, brother.
Oh, really?
Yep.
He wants
Uncle Dickie
to teach him. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. That's the second person this week to tell me that they wanted help learning how to be a manager.
Who's the other one?
Kayfabe. So
I don't know her.
So yeah, it's my friend Kay Fabe. That's got to be so cool for you though, man. That's got to be so cool because like you said, there's your history is now Logan's history now.
Yeah.
He'll be able to look back on that. Like you look back on your times with Kid Riot and
that's like one of the things like from
Oliver.
my history. Like I was never one of the let's take a picture person.
Yeah.
But now with Logan, I'm like, I gotta capture these moments. Like I'm out there snapping pictures and all that because guess what? I should have took all those pictures back then, man.
Yeah. To get a little deep on that. Yeah, I agree with you on the whole take pictures thing. I was for 5 years not even allowed to even think about taking photos. So I'm in a place now where I'm taking much more photos. And I want to give a shout out to Jeremy Hamilton because he's always pulling out the phone and doing selfies with people. Making those memories, Zeus.
We were old school though, man. That's how we were taught and brought up. Never take pictures in the locker room. So
yeah.
Never brag.
Yeah. Solid match. Those two, I podcasted so much last week that I don't remember which form of content that this was said on, but someone made the comment that, Kid Riot and Oliver could be a sleeper match of the night, and they were pretty solid.
Yep.
They were pretty solid. I believe it was on Page Show podcast, which is going to be an interesting one. This is going to be a fun one. This isn't Rant Show. Rant show is done. We're not doing those anymore. Too negative. But there is going to be a little rant.
Someone's getting shot on. But anyway, dude, you can't take away the fact that Oliver Kane blessed the crowd with not one, but two full entrances.
So, peek behind the curtain. So, Dickie, it's the Blue album, right? Can I come out to say it ain't so? I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Okay. Tell the sound guy. So sound guy changes. They didn't know. So then the music hits. That's why I do this one. I do this one. I'm here for. And he comes out and he plays it. And he goes, no, we're not doing this. I'm coming out to fucking say it ain't so. Play it. And then he came out and
first he goes to the back.
First he goes to the back. Then he comes back out and he proceeded to do something that is now one of my favorite things that has ever taken place at a wrestling show. Tiger Thomas danced with Oliver Kane to Say It Ain't So as Oliver Kane was making his way to the ring.
It was a sight to see, brother.
Oh my God, I loved it. It was, and like the thing about Tiger, which is of course my wonderful, wonderful father, he is just a natural politician. So everyone was absolutely in love with Tiger on that show.
Yes.
And everyone was just like so stoked to see him. I've said this plenty of times. Mama and Papa Wabash are people's favorite people. Like so many people love Mama and Papa Wabash, and it's always good to see them at a show.
They're like the Davis family.
There you go. There's another mom and dad combination that people love to see at shows. And I don't know how the roof is still on the Wiener Works. Because we had JD under the same roof as Tiger Thomas. And to quote Dalton Davis, if that would have been in their prime, that whole town would have been burned down.
Yes.
You could feel it in the force, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, that was a good one. That was a good one. But let's get into the main event of the night. Probably the most heated match that we have ever booked in MadBash Wrestling. I've booked many matches.
Yes.
In the year and a half that MadBash has been around. And this is the first one that scared me. That scared me after I booked it. No disqualification. Jason Levi versus the Mad Cow, Colby Jack. And Jason Levi played some mind games, brother.
Yeah, he did. What was up with that at the beginning of the match, man?
I thought we got swerved. I thought Colby wasn't going to show up. And here comes out Colby Jack. Quotations.
Monterey Jack. Yes.
Monterey Jack. I think it was Colby's cousin, Monterey Jack. I'm going to text him that. And he got tombstoned by Jason Levi, and Levi proclaimed himself the MadBash Wrestling champion. And then here comes the Mad Cow. Here's the thing. Here's what I need you to do right now, because you have done me so right so far on this podcast, and you definitely won't let me down on this.
Yeah, I probably will.
Describe what happens in a room when the Mad Cow enters.
Complete hush. It was eerie. Colby, or the Mad Cow, came out with some new music I've never heard before. You just hear this creepy whistle. Everyone's head turned. Everyone's jaw dropped with anticipation as he walked his way to the ring. Monterey Jack got rolled out by the ref, and then here comes the Mad Cow, baby. And we know from experience what the Mad Cow brings.
This is Danville's first time seeing the Mad
This
Cow.
is Danville's first time.
This is the second time that the Mad Cow has reared his ugly head.
Yes, and boy, did the Mad Cow have everyone in that building's attention.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He definitely had Jason Levi's attention. I think it scared Levi. How could it not be? Could you imagine standing across from that? There's just a dead look.
There's so much going on in that match, man. Like Levi even screamed at one point, "I didn't sign up to die during this match."
Well, because Colby had the fucking spike.
We've seen that spike before, though.
Yeah.
Has Levi never done his homework on the Mad Cow?
I don't think that he thinks the Mad Cow is real. I think that he thought it was fake. And then all of a sudden, here comes the Mad Cow. And when
found out how real he was.
When Colby becomes the Mad Cow, it's different. It's not happy-go-lucky. Moo.
No.
Moo. Colby Jack. No, it's not. It's
a complete 180.
It's a demon, essentially. Like there's something possesses that man. And
that's exactly what it is, though, dude. Like he gets possessed, he gets super strength, super speed, super resilient. Like Colby would be unstoppable if he had this Mad Cow channel all the time.
But I
think I have to agree with Shank Barzini on that one.
Well, I mean, you also got to think what it would do to the psyche of Colby Jack. Colby Jack straight up told Shank Barzini, he said, "I can't do it. I will not do it. I don't like where it took me." And, somewhere Shank Barzini is probably just loving it, happier than a pig in shit, because he got to see the Mad
Cow.
Cow.
In a candlelight giggling right now.
Yeah.
I guarantee if I know Shank Barzini.
Shank straight up refused to show up at EPW because Colby wasn't the Mad Cow. And Jason Levi got the Mad Cow, and Jason Levi found out that you don't tug the Mad Cow's tail.
No.
And he did.
We saw how violent the Mad Cow was the first go around.
Mm-hmm.
But this Mad Cow was something different, man.
This was a different level.
I watched the Mad Cow take that spike we were talking about earlier and jam it into the face of Jason Levi.
Right into the eye. Now, we have been very open about the recent struggles that you've had with your eye, so you know what it's like to have eye injuries. Talk, brother. Talk, brother.
Fun, man. It's like the worst thing ever. Like, I can imagine the pain that Jason Levi felt with that.
Well, cannot confirm or deny, but Jason Levi reportedly was at All Vermilion Wrestling the next day sporting an eye patch. So,
eye injury is real, man.
Eye injury will fuck you up. Now, granted, you have not had a spike driven into your eye, but you know what it's like to have needles put into your eyes, and it's not fun. Now, imagine a fucking gimmick.
Just the sound that I'm thinking of in my head right now. Just cold chills, brother.
And then for Colby to stack those chairs on top of Levi and then just repeatedly hit it with the spike, that might be one of the most brutal moments in the history of MadBash Wrestling. And I don't know what would top it, to be honest, in terms of brutal.
I think this match has some of the most brutal moments in MadBash Wrestling history. Colby Jack hung up in the tree of woe, placed inside a trash can and beat with a chair by Jason Levi.
Yeah.
The Samoan drop on the trash can from Colby, of all people, to Jason Levi.
And you talk about the super strength. Colby Jack couldn't do that. The Mad Cow Colby Jack can. He got Jason Levi up in a Samoan drop.
I'm calling that the swine flu drop, brother.
Oh man. He straight up, God, those two destroyed each other. And obviously Colby Jack came out on top. He is still the MadBash Wrestling champion.
And this wasn't no short match either. This was not no 5-10 minute thing. These guys beat each other for a while.
Yeah, roughly about 20-25 minutes or so. They just, from the time that Jason Levi walked through the curtain, and then he did the whole thing with Monterey Jack, but from the time the Mad Cow walked through the curtain, it was all gas, no brakes. And here's what's smart is that Jason Levi went to the well one too many times, because he knew the last time they wrestled, he started off with that sick kick, boom, straight out the gate. He tried to do that against Colby. Colby remembered, but then Colby Jack went to the well as well, and he tried to lock in that sleeper hold again, and it wasn't enough.
Not at all, man. It was creepy, like watching these guys like pull everything out, everything they know about each other. They were stopping and countering it. The fans that were in for a treat.
Yeah, they really were. And for them to get to see the Mad Cow for the first time, that was cool. But boy, I saw something backstage, and it really sent a chill down my spine. And I've got a picture of it. For those of you that are watching on House Show, you will get to see this photo. But so I walked back into the locker room and I saw this. You know what that is, right?
That's something you don't want to see together, sir.
That's the Mad Cow helmet seemingly having a discussion with Basil. Imagine the powder keg mixed with the Mad Cow.
I don't want to. I don't want to.
No. Danville would not exist. It would be a nuclear wasteland.
You're trying to burn the town down. Like, that would burn the town down.
That's two evil forces coming together. And that sent a chill down my spine walking into the locker room and seeing that. So here we are. We're at the end of the Blue album. It's finally over. I sent this to our group chat earlier. It's weird because it's been nothing but Blue album, thinking about the Blue album, thinking about what's coming next. What do I do here? What's this going to be? Now it's over. And we look at what's next.
You have to. You can't stay in the past, man.
So what kind of fallout do you think that we're going to see from the Blue album?
Obviously, we're seeing a new number one contender.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have the potential to see a new champion. 2 new champions.
Yeah. Yeah. And you say 2 new champions. Let's drop the exclusive announcement. Maybe Kenny Cowlex isn't going to be the only one challenging for that Baja title in July.
Here, there's video evidence of this.
There's video. Stay glued to our Facebook page. You never know when that's going to go live. You never know when that's going to appear. But yeah, man. So take yourself out of it.
Yep.
You are not Michael Madrox, the executive producer of MadBash Studios. I am not Dickie Wabash, the creative director of MadBash Studios. So don't be partial here.
Okay.
Be subjective. Be objective, not subjective. Scale of 1 to 5, the MadBash scale. What do you give the Blue album?
I'm going to have to give the Blue album 3.8.
3.8, a 3.8. That's a good ranking. That's a good ranking for the Blue album. I'm going to go a little bit higher, and I'm going to give it a 4.2. I think that
4.2.
I'm going to give it a 4.2. I think the Blue album was really solid. I think that go on.
Go ahead. I feel like the ranking could have been higher, but we had one match that did not end the way no one wanted it to.
Fair.
So it left us wanting for more, which is not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
But I just wanted more, man.
I did not want more. I was ready to be done because I was exhausted. It makes it, you look at shows like this, and you look at moments like the Blue album, and it makes it worth it.
Yes.
Because we have been very open and adamant about the blood, the sweat, the tears that has gone into MadBash Studios, MadBash Wrestling, MadBash Films, Mischievous Rabbit, all of it. And you see it all finally come to fruition. And I don't remember who I did this to, but as the fans are clearing out, I'm kind of walking and I look at him and I go, I could finally breathe. I could finally breathe easy. And few shout outs that we got to give. Of course, shout out to NVW for their half of the show. Mr. Six franchise, shout out to them. Shout out to the Padre of Pandemonium, Jeremy Hamilton. Absolute GOAT. The GOAT. Did I say it? I'm going to say it again. The GOAT.
How do you spell that?
GOAT. The GOAT. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Understand me when I tell you that if you are not using Jeremy Hamilton and you're using some other ring announcer, you're fucking up. You're fucking up. He's the best. He's the GOAT. Shout out to Micah for filming the show.
Yes.
Originally, it was going to be, he was going to film like the first half. I was going to film the second. And I stood back and I was like, you good? You just want to, he's like, oh yeah, I'm good. So shout out to him. He's a good filmer. First time he'd filmed the show in a very long time. So
good brother.
He's a good brother. He's a good brother. I'm pretty sure he's probably going to be the cameraman now because I fucking hate filming the shows. And plus, when you're a control freak like me, it's hard to give up the reins to certain things. You know what I mean? So, like, actually giving someone some of the responsibility that I do and taking the responsibility off of myself, yeah, that's good on me. Proud of me. Proud of me for taking that step.
Felt good seeing you walk around with zero proof of the show, brother.
That was the other thing too, is I was like, I'm going to relax and I'm going to have me a zero proof beer. And I get why people drink a beer to relax. You know what I mean? Really took the edge off. It was a Coors Edge. Shout out.
Saw what you did there. Cope.
Actually, no. It was more of a take the edge off.
But, yeah, I know, but I'm just saying.
That's what Clayton came up to me and he goes, so what is Coors Edge? And I was like, it's zero proof. And he goes, yeah, but is it like a special brew? Like, like how there's Coors Banquet, Coors, whatever. And he's like, no, I was like, it's just Edge because it's zero proof. And I was like, straight edge? Huh? I made the little pun there. Anyways. Now, this is the part that I don't really like to do, but it keeps us grounded. And I think it keeps our eyes to the future.
Yes.
We're not going to deal in woulda, coulda, shouldas. If you could change one thing about the Blue Album, what would it be? And you can't say the fact that it was called the Blue Album.
Match placement.
Yes. Agreed on that one.
Match placement.
But it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve. We're still new at this. And I'm not making excuses for anything. It's just there's certain things. It's so easy. It's so easy to say, I'm going to buy a ring and I'm going to book a wrestling show. No, it's not easy. And everyone thinks that they have like an answer to everything, but it's like there's little minutia that you don't really think about. Match placement is one of them. And that was a bit of a struggle, like looking at the whiteboard. Actually had a funny rib with the whiteboard, but we'll get into that on Paid Show. I got a good little rib on Kid Riot. Yeah, that's really all I think I would change too. I think I broke one of my big things that I hate. Like, I don't like long shows, and that show went a little long, but I mean, it was good. It was it was a good long. It wasn't boring. There was really not a lot of time where like to think like, oh, this is going too long. This is dragging on too long. Whatever. I thought it was solid. I thought it was solid. I would definitely. So this is going to be a fun little thing that we're going to start doing now that we're doing multiple shows. Because you know me, love rankings. Love rankings. Yes. Let's rank them. And I think I know that we can just both agree. So we didn't rank last time because there's only been one show. So starting at number 2, then go to number 1. Where do you rank the 2025 MadBash Wrestling shows?
Blue Album's number 1.
Yeah, it has to be. And then number 2 is, of course, level 4.
Yes.
Yeah, it was solid. It was a good time. It was a good time. Someone who will remain unnamed, I don't want to say who it was. I'll say it on Paid Show probably, told another one of the wrestlers on the show that it feels like everyone is just where they need to be. It feels like that in terms of excitement, in terms of commitment, in terms of loving wrestling, just everyone seems to be where they need to be. And this same person said that the Blue Album was special. And I agree.
Yes.
I agree with them wholeheartedly. Now, here's this question. We haven't said the name for July yet, and it's not final, but am I allowed to call it Pinkerton?
No.
Damn.
No more Weezer, brother.
I tried. Yeah, because on the Independent Wrestling Shootout last week, Jeremy and Reb were like, so when are we getting to Pinkerton? When are we getting to the Green Album? When are we getting to... And I was like, listen, if we get to MadBash Wrestling Presents Hurley, that's when you can stop me. But, all right, man. What do you say we wrap up this train and get on to Paid Show here soon?
Sounds good to me, sir.
Yeah. So final thoughts again. I think I thanked everyone that I wanted to get to. If I didn't thank you at the end, at some point you were, just know that I'm thinking everyone involved, essentially everybody involved. We are not dumb. We know that, well, we are dumb, but we know that we can't do this alone. And it's about getting people together that can help you and getting the right people to help you. We're very aware of that. We know that we could not do it alone. So thank you to everyone who helped us along the way.
Yes.
Really appreciate you. Really appreciate you. You can, of course, find me on Instagram. I am at DWob's Card Shop. Michael Madrox is at the word 1 and then the numbers 900 909 9900. You can, of course, find MadBash Wrestling at MadBash_wrestling. MadBashStudios.com, Patreon.com/MadBash Studios, YouTube.com/@MadBash Studios, Facebook MadBash Studios. I think I hit them all. Not really sure.
MadBashStudios.com, brother. Links for everything.
Pretty much just go to MadBash Studios. I don't know why I felt the need to run through everything, but I did.
It happens.
All right, I'm tired. So, for Michael Madrox, I have been Dickie Wabash. For those of you on Patreon, we will see you on Paid Show. But for everybody else, we will see you down the road on some form of content.